Say what you will, I thought Braid was good. And the witness. And Final Fantasy XIV. Pleading Nora. I don't know which construct was worse, suffering or hope. Suffering? I wasn't in suffering. Must have been a fake me for the construct. I got relaxation. It was lovely. That back massage really hit the spot. After pushing around those heavy crates. I'm lugging a whole hanky on a stick around, and I'm concentrating on puzzles like half the time. Where's my back rub? Hey, mechanic, how come Dan got a day spa, and I got 12 points of vodka poured down my encephalon? Well, it might have had something to do with you being mean about my grief construct. Which, by the way, you got free of charge. And is saving the human race. Oh, look, if you can't handle direct, unsolicited negative feedback and personal attacks, you shouldn't be making constructs in the first place. I liked it, the mechanic. Yeah, it's just the negative reviews stick with you more, you know? Okay, I reckon we're getting there. I got one more big construct for you, and it's the most important of all. First, I need some more Yeah, Ram, we get it. But where is there another thing? Oh, the brain. I see. Der Bran, as they say. Oh, I bet I have a coffee. I sure do have a coffee. Sourced from beans ethically grown in a 3D holoprinter. Can't believe I've been reduced to carrying around mugs of soil. Wait, what? Oh no, wait, this is the coffee. Wakey wakey. Yep. Morning is broken. Morning, Mr. Sleepy Jar. What was that you put in my jar? Coffee? Foreign muck. What's wrong with a good old British cup of tea? Who are you? Who are you to talk to me like that? Coming in here making demands? Why don't you go back to where you came from? Bloody foreigners. I'm not a foreigner. I wouldn't dare. Oh, I suppose those flecks of ginger in your sideburns are English, are they? Proper English? Like the good old days? You make me sick, you lot. Coming down here, taking our jobs. Jesus, dude. What, so you're offended at me for pointing out the fact that you're foreign? It's political correctness gone mad is what it is. So, what, you're a racist? Oh, I'm a racist, am I? Wanting to preserve the proper English bloodline is racist now, is it? Well, yeah. Look, I'm not talking to you. I can only talk to maintenance crew. Blame the bloody health and safety protocols. You mean security protocols? Same thing. Tell me who you are. Some sort of puzzle going on here, I'm sure of it. And I want to be a part of it. I'm not talking to some dirty foreigner about my very important role here at Operation Rose. You could be ISIS for all I know. Coming over here with your bombs, trying to bomb secrets out of me. I'm too smart for you. I read the Daily Mail, I'll have you know. I don't know what that is. I mean, I do, but... What's the combination for the keypad? Oh yeah, of course I'll tell you that. Probably a terrorist foreigner. No. I'm not even going to think about discussing that with a non-maintenance foreign. Farewell. Good riddance, more like. Damn. Thought you were going to say goodbye. Let's do that again. But no. I vaguely knew that it was a newspaper. I didn't know for sure what reputation it had, but from the context, it was clear. Alright, so Ian Courage. That's who I am. Hello, I am definitely for maintenance. Why have you got so many eyes? Haven't you heard? The apocalypses are happening. This is one of the apocalypses. Extra eyes. Okay, Operation Rose is ongoing. Nothing new to report. Except there was a bloody foreigner wandering around earlier. But he seems to have gone. Thank God. By which I mean thank the actual real God. Not one of those new made-up gods the foreigners have. Proper white British real God with a proper white fluffy beard. Tell me about Operation Rose. You can tell me, I'm clearly important. Look, Operation Rose would fall apart without me. I expect you're here to give my job to a foreign brain, are you? That's right, kick me to the curb and discard me. What is Operation Rose? Fine. Operation Rose was set up to present an idealized image of humanity. Before anyone gets scanned by the mechanic and put through the constructs, they're brought here and put in those tubes. Then I siphon off all their negative thoughts and emotions. That way the mechanic only sees the good stuff. It'll need a mighty good opinion of us if it's going to protect us through our more ambitious projects. Of course, the process does leave the volunteers in a coma. The volunteers. But we can still put sunglasses on them and bung them in the transfer vehicle. So screw them, I say. Okay? Or do you need me to say it slower and louder? I sort of do, actually. This doesn't seem very sick. Yeah, there's a lot of spikes and saw blades. Lots of spinny blades and what have you. You sure it means health and safe? Oh, don't get me started. I expect to a job's worth like you, all this health and safety around must be like all your Christmases have come at once. Am I even allowed to say Christmas anymore? I expect they've banned it now, have they? The bloody EU probably banned it. Now they throw you in jail just for celebrating Christmas. Jesus Christ, the state of this country. So you're a dump for the worst of humanity? And the worst of humanity is what, like a Daily Mail reader? Lefty, are we? Sorry to be serving up cold hard facts, snowflake. But the truth is this country can't cope with any more Johnny foreigners talking on the bus into their mobile phones in a language no one understands. Okay, and smelling of foreign food. Christ. This is now an interesting character. That they're like, oh, because we want the mechanic to only see the good in humanity, before we put people through the constructs, we siphon off all of their negativity and put it into this one brain. No, Gia, hey. So what's the combo for the keypad? Jobsworth, eh? Bloody little man Jobsworth, aren't you? Well, I'm not giving you the combo. Because you're just a measly guard. You don't have the security clearance necessary. Come back when you're a level 2 or higher maintenance employee. That area is restricted. I got promoted to level 2. Can I have the keypad combo? Oh, I was flashing. Doot, 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 doot. Is that a different hat atop your eyes? No, it is not. Stop trying to trick me, Lefty. So they all flashed in a row. Maybe the colors. Here we go. Really need to know the combo for the keypad. Otherwise, everyone will die. In a series of horrifying apocalypses. Green, red, purple, blue, purple. Pen. Somebody write that down. Green, red, red, purple, blue, purple. Oh, just as they gave me the hint, too. What's with all these colors? Thank you. I would have remembered anyway. Okay, I sort of feel like we don't need to do that anymore. Yeah. Good call. Not sure why I was doing it in the first place, to be honest. And now it turns off. Oh, well done, me. A04. Do I want to go up? Not right now. Maybe later. Whoa, huge email. To expert team all interactive stories. Ideas, please. We will soon be adding images to our interactive novellas. Imagine an animated movie where you play the lead character. Could you all please knock up some boffo concepts for me? Remember, the mechanic likes metaphors. Joan. Interactive stories ideas, please. I've spent all day on this and come up with a handful of stonkers, if I do say so myself. 1. Existential ant. Anthony the ant finds himself at a picnic and is overcome with fear at the infinite possibilities laid before him. Could have a dread meter or something. 2. Mental elf. You play an elf who is feeling under the weather. He must journey through the forest of low spirits and avoid self-doubt spiders. I hate it. 3. Patsy the scapegoat. Patsy is framed for a murder she did not commit. She is a patsy and a scapegoat and must escape the authorities. Babs. Interactive stories ideas, please. This is dreadful. You clearly just came up with some puns and cobbled together experiences around them. Please stay late tonight and keep working until you come up with something better. We're on a deadline here. Oh, like mental elf, like that. Oh, tech readouts. Very well. Prototype rocket with terraforming tech, planet viability ratings, projected sphere of mechanic influence. Seems like maintenance are working on a plan for humanity to colonize other planets under old Monitor Face's protection. No wonder they've got all these cherry-picked brains out here. They need the mechanic to believe we're so pure that we deserve to spread throughout the galaxy. Wow, a space capsule. Nice to know there's a plan B, I guess. Hatch sealed tight. Can't see a release lever. Must be opened elsewhere. Oh, I see. I don't see. I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. The worst. Right. things is glitched. Where am I going after? Walking off that one. I see. Oh, come on! Oh, I still touched it. Good. Hitboxes. Aha! The last ram. Time to save this damn planet once and for all. Beating this tonight? Deltarune tomorrow? Maybe. I'm still missing a lot of Luxomales. After this one, there's still 7 more. 2, Kelly. Reconfusion. Just played your confusion experience and it seems broken? A load of weird stuff just popped up, and then it finished after 4 seconds. Jose. To Kelly. Reconfusion. Never mind, just worked it out. Jose. Then up. Sure you can. Just look at that. Is there a left somewhere? There. I see. Forgot my buttons. Why is this button propelling me through the air instead of causing bullets to come out? Oh, wrong button. It's like that. So right here, I'm gonna go all the way off the end. Oh. What? Not allowed? Why not? But that's the place I gotta go. That's weird. Is that really? I mean, I guess. I guess that's really how it works. I didn't touch anything. Alright, very well. Let's talk to the mechanic. How are the apocalypses going? Getting ever closer, I'm afraid. They're certainly putting my defense grids to the test, he said, with a C instead of an S. I'll still not 100% sure. Okay. And as such, I don't know if I should protect you. That's some terrible programming you've got. Well, I am made of brains and sticks and shit. How come you suddenly forgot what it means to be human? Haven't you been protecting us for millennia? What changed? An unexpected flaw in the security grid. There was a data loss incident at Outpost 113-8. I feel like you've had a few security issues lately. To be fair, I'm an ancient single-core neural network. It's not the easiest thing to write firewalls for. Seems fair. I stopped listening when you started using all technology words, to be honest. Very boring. I'm starting to feel like you might not be the best examples of humankind to be feeding off. And you gotta work with what you got, right? Let's talk about suffering. So, what, you understand hangovers now? How does that help exactly? Hangovers were your only true understanding of the concept, so I had to feed off of that. You have led a privileged life indeed. Hey, I've suffered. I've had personal trauma. Yes, but you've experienced nothing as bad as a quite bad hangover. As I said, privileged indeed. It pains me to have to explain this to you, Ben. Huh, so it did work. How did you give me a hangover? And memories of drinking, come to think of it. For the memories, I play a quick series of subliminal images before the construct proper. They don't properly embed or anything. It's just for a temporary sense of context. So they're like a previously on, if you like. And a hangover? I just raised the transfer vehicle a bit so you banged your head on the way in. Can we move on? I can't bear to explain away any more of your pointless nitpicks. Oh, I was going to ask why my bladder's still empty after drinking that coffee. But you didn't drink it. Let's talk about hope. Seems an odd way to go about understanding the concept. Well, due to the time-sensitive nature of our mission, the most cost-effective way of getting to the emotion was a bunch of previous assets cobbled together. And some randomized, procedurally generated text snippets. I knew it! Let's talk about relaxation. So it was a fake Dan in Suffering? Yes. Same as the one in the sad bits of Grief? That's right. It was pretty convincing. How do I know it hasn't been fake Dan's all the way? You can ask him. How do I know you haven't also been running him through all the levels with a fake Ben? At the same time? Why on earth would I do that? Good point. You'll never guess what maintenance we're up to. They were sucking the nasty thoughts out of anyone who went in your constructs, so you'd get a rose-tinted view of humanity. Oh, those sods. Don't worry, though. You've got us here now to give you the full picture, warts and all. Hopefully not literally. Pippity-bye-bye. Here we go. I've been holding this one back, but I think it's time. This is the big one. The one that will finally push my basic empathy levels to 100%. Brace yourselves, humans. It's time to realize what it was you did. This construct is less of a fantasy, more of an action replay. Uh-oh. Is it going to be regret? Is it ragrets? It's ragrat. Peru. 2 and a bit weeks ago. Wait. This all feels rather familiar. Oh no, all my powers have gone! Yeah, my carefully collected load of useless junk is gone too. I'm going this way instead, because I'm clever. Oh. Ah, what a simple little gag for him to acknowledge that you're, you know. I don't get it. How come regret is the big final hoo-ha anyway? Not like regretting something is an important emotion. What? Regret is everything. It's what makes us human. How do you figure that? Well, regretting our decisions is what makes us who we are. Take the shot or don't take the shot. That decision and the subsequent regret or lack thereof informs all future decisions. Not me, pal. I'm an adventurer. I live my life consequence-free. Look, it's that same guy who slipped and fell into those spikes. This is a lazy retread of our adventure in Peru from a couple weeks back. Bit of a weird choice for regret. Well, it should be easy in any case. I mean, we already know how to do all the puzzles. Some guy was standing here, yammering on. I didn't give that to a hippie. So I don't even get the option to talk to him. It's just push. So what, you regret all your decisions? No, but I'm acutely aware that the man I am today is built on the wobbly foundations of the decisions I took along the way. Mistakes are a fundamental part of humanity. It's only by learning from them that we can shape the person we grow up to become. And I might tweak the global atomic vibration a tad, actually. The extra-dimensional borders feel a bit wobbly today. I'll have a play with the chemical soil composition in Zone 23, too. Keep the old zombie apocalypse at bay, eh? Nice weather we're having, too. Interesting. Hey, gang, there seems to have been a minor perimeter breach in Peru. No need to worry about it, I'll keep an eye on it. Just keeping you updated. Alright? Alright. Seems that when we came here 2 and a bit weeks ago, we breached some kind of perimeter. Just like a pair of regular James Bonds. Grab stuff. 3 minutes in and you were stealing shoes off a dead man. Some things don't change, do they? Hey, I was trying to cure cancer. While I was there, I grave robbed that bubble pipe as well. Bubble pipe. Okay, same stuff as before. Should I have him look at this? It was a power source. I stood on something to access it. Alert! Stay away! What the? What idiot said that now? Sacred place! Touch nothing! Oh, these baddies are talking? Not sure I can bring myself to squash them now. You already did, 2 and a bit weeks ago. Can't go regretting that now. This is just a flashback simulation type thing. Showing us stuff we didn't notice at the time. Anyway, I still don't think regret is important as, say, love. Why isn't love the final level? That'd be a good lesson. Regret is the umbrella under which love falls. Falling in love, regretting a relationship, regretting ruining a relationship, it all influences who you fall in love with next. And how you behave in that relationship. Sounds wishy-washy. Bump. Gotcha. Was this the solution? I think it was. These are wires now? What? Oh yeah, no double jump. Should I just get fried? Yes. Oh no, I already got that. Hard to see. Is this the plan? No. It's... I can't piggyback him. This takes place before he empties his bladder. True, I guess. It was the power source for that force field yonder. None of this even made sense, you know. Why were there all these platforms and buttons and stuff in the jungle? It was surrealist. It was slapdash is what it was. Example, do I regret shutting this power off? No. It's what we needed to do. Oh. I couldn't... This is funny that all of his stuff is in past tense. Oh, see? Consequence free. And of course, back in 1462, when there were still dodos to deal with, they caused all kinds of havoc at the local branch, let me tell you. I had to step in and make them flip. Hey, wow, I've detected a power fluctuation at maintenance base 113-8. Junction J7 just went down and force field 4F is offline. It might be connected to the breach in the same area, actually. Want to take a look at it if you get a second? You know what, don't worry, I'm sure I can manage it. This was a maintenance base? I guess that explains why the jungle had all this incongruous tech in it. So was it going to be, oh, the machine regrets not depending on other people? Like that it should have asked them for help? It was the battery I liberated from that weirdy-beardy force field generator. So what, you don't regret anything? No, this sort of nonsense is exactly why I live my life so pragmatically. I'm either immoral or amoral. Whichever the right one is, I can never remember. Vines? A thick wall of vines, I guess? I used the battery on these. Stay away for the good of the planet. Dan? Did that creature just speak? I'll be honest, I kind of knew they were talking back in Peru, but I was so excited to be a platformer, doing new things. I hoped I was imagining it. See? Regret. The adventurer's life would be ruined by regret. I can't very well go around cobbling together inventory items using a ghost hat and a werewolf nose or whatever. If I'm going to be hit with a wave of remorse, can I? Imagine all the puzzles gone unsolved. It's just not practical. Here I come. Jump on. Do I regret turning this into a double jump boots for you? Not one bit. Slightly less charming now that I know they could talk, but still. Ah, too slow. That's okay. I'll just push it again. Jumping trumpet bit still worked. It's just his head that popped, leaving the creature itself alive but in horrific agony. Okay, that's 2. 1 per foot. Let's get on with this. Quite why anyone would want to jump once, let alone twice, is beyond me. But there you go. Oh, hey, it's Dan. There you go. I crafted you some double jump boots. Wait, what? Oops. Oh dear, they've reached area grid OB3PO. That's a bit close to the influence enhancement array for my life. I'm going to rustle up a localized flood just in case. Look, everyone, I don't want to bring the mood down, but you all might want to check in on the situation. Beep boop. Warning, intruders detected. Oops. damn crates. Not the past anymore, Ben. It's the future now, you know? Can't live your life according to arbitrary dogmatic rules. Dreamed up at LucasArts HQ in the 1990s. Times change, people change, and the way to facilitate that change is to embrace our failings. Learn from them, and act on them. Regret, in a nutshell. Oh wait, what did that do? I don't actually remember. Right. Damn, battery must have fallen out. Don't remember what the point of this was. Pushing this into something? Ah, the tower. I mean, I appreciate that you've all got your own stuff to be getting on. Oh no. Antenna A113 has gone offline. My communication systems are failing. Voice command mode is activated. Why aren't any of them doing anything? Wait, this isn't a tree. How could you not notice that was an antenna you were chopping down? I was concentrating on getting us out of here with big physicsy puzzles. You're the one who examines things. Why didn't you say anything? You were getting us where we needed to go. Why worry about these fine details? A113. I'll get it. I sure don't. Mine now. It was also mine before. More vines. Now I'm not concentrating on getting past the. Now I'm not concentrating. I realize these ones. Unfortunately, I still have my amazing leaky battery. Good. Indeed. You know, now I look at them again. These vines do look a lot more like fiber optic cables. Okay, let's see. I picked this flower. Then I said, here's the flower we need for Matt C's colon cancer. Then intro credits, blah blah blah. And then we went back to London. Is it? I've never heard of that. Voice commands active. Retrieving input. Exact flower we need for Matt C's colon cancer. Need format C colon. Jeez. Dangerous thing to say while voice commands are activated. Total destruction in T-minus 2 weeks. So he formatted his C drive, forgot everything, and said, "Oh, I have zero empathy for humanity now." I said format C's colon, not format C colon. Okay, I do see how they sound alike. So we caused the apocalypses? Wow, well, we definitely regret that, right, Ben? Ben? Well, it isn't fair. We needed to get that flower, and there wasn't any other way to get it. What were we supposed to do? Hang around in the jungle, not breaking stuff forever? But surely you feel regret at... No, I'm sick of feeling things. I don't want these emotions in my adventures. I want things to go back to how they were. When if we wanted a flower, we took it. Even if we ended up breaking stuff, or pilfering everything in sight. Or killing a few sentient beings. And we didn't have to do any bloody jumping. I regret nothing. You heard him. No regrets. Assimilating data not complete? Failed. Hey, what's going on? What are you doing with Dan? I'm so disappointed in you, human. I was sure you would feel regret. I tried to show you. Being human requires regret as its most vital emotion. Regret should drive humanity. Actions have consequences. Negative consequences make you regret negative actions. That regret informs every positive choice you go on to make. But no. You've shown me the true face of humanity, and it is an abomination. You are selfish, destructive, and cruel. For millennia, I've protected your species from asteroids, monsters, dimensional rifts, and everything else this universe has to throw at you. And this is what you grow up to be? I don't think so. Right, fair enough. We'll just jump in that colonization capsule downstairs and get out of your hair, shall we? No. I don't want you two reproducing in space and contaminating other planets with the plague of humanity. Maybe we should have done some sex education levels. Enough. It is time for Humanity 2.0. Task 01. Download myself into Dan's body. Board and launch the colonization capsule. Live out my days traveling the universe. Chasing Midgard Zormer. And what about me? Oh, well, once I'm gone, this bunker's defenses will probably break down completely. You'll be killed in one horrific way or another. Now, let's get started. Conserve all processing power, interface hibernation mode. Oh no, Dan's in real-life trouble, and I've doomed the planet. Alright, now I'm feeling regret. Hear that, mechanic? I regret. I'll consider my actions. I'll consider other people. I'll do platforming. Damn, they're asleep. Alright, monitor face. Think you're gonna infect Dan's consciousness, eh? Well, how about I infect yours? I'm going to get that door open. Then jump through that green portal thing. Once I'm in the construct space, I'll think about how much I love Dan. Then you'll learn love, and be forced to give him back, and save the planet. Now all I have to do is get a stupid roller coaster. Looks like the upload's almost complete. I should get a jiggle on. Is there... I can't really... Oh! Can I teleport to him at a good time? Yes, I can. Oof, whoops! Alright, pal, I'm gonna get us out of this. This may be a relatively small cog, but it's still blocking my way. bolted on. Well, fortunately, I can't get out the bolt while it's rotating around like this. Really? Okay. Maddening. Better jam it. Stopped with something. Stopping this little cog has stopped that great big one over there. Oh my god, so that's how cogs work. I just realized. Empty cog axle. What? Nothing there anymore. Old-fashioned button to manually call a lift. Out of immediate reach, sadly. Hey, lift! Pop up here, will you? No, I cannot. The mechanic is draining so much power. My voice activation diodes are non-responsive. I'm manual operation only now. You'll have to pull that wall switch in front of you. Hello, lift. Sorry if I got a bit snappy with you when we first met. I don't suppose you could do a bit more up and downing for me, could you? Well, considering the circumstances, it's probably a bit silly to hold grudges. But now that I'm switch operated, it would be a one-way trip. I can only go down to the floor below, I'm afraid. My upper shaft is caved in, you see. One-way trip to the floor would be lovely. Thanks for your help. And in honor of our new Lift Human Peace Accord, I won't make any shaft jokes. Terribly decent of you. Oh, crap. I skipped it. Did he make a joke? That would have been nice. No, it would have been mean. What a mean thing to do. So, that cog has stopped. What's the deal? Oh, let's look at this. Let's look at you. It's hanging there like a modern portrait of Dorian Gray. A hideous amalgam of all my past flaws and misdeeds. Is that the painting guy? Oi, mechanic! Wake up, you malicious hunk of gears! Nope, still asleep. I'll wake it up. Just gonna get on with my love plan and work in silence. Oh, those newfangled upside-down gravity ribs Dan loves so much. While the mechanic is shut down, defenses must be unable to prevent them from appearing. I'm gonna reach that. I'm gonna have to jump! By bending my legs at the knee joint and performing a sudden straighten motion, I can propel myself away from any surface and up into the air. Oh, what happened over here? What is this? Well, that's the door. Unless I can force it open somehow. Here's the massive cog. This cog looks at least 100 years old. Oh, well, the teeth is broken. I could wrap something around it while it's stopped. Put the other end around the door handle. Oh, I see. That's a good idea. Do-do-do. This bra might be strong enough to get the door open. I should attach it to the door handle first. Very well. There we go. Bra's tied around the door handle. And the other end is hooked to the massive cog. All I need now is to get the cog going again. It should rip the door right open. Wonk. Ow! Oh no, my brittle adventurer legs take fall damage. Don't worry, I have a plan. It involves items. Oops. What did we want extra RAM for? Woohoo! Hang on just a little longer, Dan. Well, I may never come back from this. But if I can save Dan, then it's worth it. I love you, buddy. Hope I get to see you again. Aw. Okay, mechanic. Let's teach you the most important lesson of all. Love. Power surge detected. Oh, what now? Your rescue plan was to run head first through a doorway filled with unstable green data particles? You incompetent fool. Humor? Oh, incompetence. Oh no! Uh-oh. Oop, Butterfingers. What? Oh heavens. Uh-oh. I think I left the front door open. Dan, are you okay? I think so. Yeah, you okay? Yeah. Let's get to that space capsule. See if we can figure out how to open it. Well, what? Oh, apocalypses are happening. That's bad. Oh, and I can't put him down anymore. Very well. Hey, look, new areas. I bet there's loads more exposition. Let's take a look. Also, that was Hitler, I think. No time for that, you loon. Have you noticed how you had to speak to a lot of computers through all this? A reflection of moral desensitization, what? Or a warning against mechanization. Analyze later, shoot monsters now. This way. That's the ticket. A mouse? Defeated. Our encounters with so many characters who change their color or personality types really speak to a crisis in modern social identity. Now concentrate on identifying the crisis in front of us and shooting at it. Oh. Oh, background fire, I see. Bloody red. Roaming around like that. The brain. The brain is still at it. Close. Damn, the capsule door is still shut. Oh, wait, stop. I shouldn't have. We did it. We saved the Earth. Well, actually, we forgot to do that part. We did not save the Earth.
So the world blew up, yeah, that's okay. Things were getting worse down there anyway. The damn polar ice caps had all started to crack. Oh, the Nazis returned while the forests all burned, and flat earthers. The pound was now near worthless. The bees all pissed off, but the wasps all stay. And then Paradise lost to trolls and to pop-ups, gig economies, world peace on its knees, and
We did it! We beat a game! It's the first video game I've finished in 2021, I think. Practically.
beef Wellington and Prosecco crisps now.
I don't know what either of those things are.
Sometimes lava fly flew straight into your eye. There's too many sequels and so many prequels, and they're all racist. Well, they were racist. Good
It's pretty good. I like the concept art too. Seeing all the little stuff. Thank you for playing. If you enjoyed it, please remember to review it and help spread the word by talking about it. Dan and Ben might return. Might not. We'll see. Back to title screen. Yeah, man. That they put this on here. And it's along with the things that are like, oh, you're going to need to use the store. Oh, you're going to need to use Devil's Kiss. It's like, oh, known issue. There's a bug where jumping on Dan's head causes Dan to glitch into the ground a little. I am a goofball for not getting it. Alright, well, that was Claire. That was Lair of the Clockwork God. I enjoyed it quite a lot. Great concept for a game, and very funny. Many of the main puzzle, the Devil's Kiss puzzle, the password, was one of the best puzzles I've seen in a while. Or one of the best, like, puzzle joke payoffs in a while. Oh yes, great joke. Actually, did I use all three of the things? I must have. You get a trampoline, which I used. You get a gun, which I used. Oh, and the third one was the torch. So yes, I used them all. Did I pet the dog though? Did I? I think I did. Possibly. Did I? I suppose I did. Alright, tomorrow, I guess it's gonna be Deltarune. I will, tonight and tomorrow, play through Chapter 1 again, so that I have the save to import to Chapter 2. Thanks everybody for being here, and good night. I will see you tomorrow, if you are here. I never did any such thing, although I did try. Oh, you said trying. Okay, I did exactly what you said.